The reason for me walking is basically I enjoy walking. I can see all the natural laser. I can see all the beautiful, wonderful things the world can show me. But what I would like to say is the world is the planet is a beautiful teacher. If you're willing to learn, it could teach you a lot of things about life and about yourself. Now, this is one of the reasons I enjoy walking, because I'm learning all the time. But I walked all the way from Mexico to Argentina, and from Argentina I walked.
Well, how many countries you visited
I've
already?
visited 21 countries.
21.
And what I'm trying to say is that basically with all the walking, you learn about the planet and what the planet can teach you. And we have now made ourselves basically so distant from the planet. The planet, it gives us everything for life. It looks after us like we were its children. It gives us everything we need to live, but we don't respect it anymore. We've lost our contact with the planet, with the modern way of living, with basically having cars, motorbikes. We have now cellular phones, computers, everything we can do to distance ourselves away
This is
from
the
the
message
planet.
that you live
Yeah,
in
well,
every country that you
I
visit.
try to go to every school and to explain. We think of things now as most important thing is money. Well, what is money? What is gold? What is diamonds? It's just an object. You cannot do anything with it. You cannot eat it. You cannot drink it. But the planet gives you everything. And the most valuable thing we have is everything we need. And we have now become so distant from the planet, we just don't respect it. Everything we do now, we either buy everything in plastic, or it comes in plastic. And all this plastic now is going into the rivers, into the oceans, and it's like giving the planet cholesterol problem. It's like blocking up the arteries, the rivers. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people, that our modern way of living is
Do you
not...
consider that kind of live as a philosophy?
Exactly. The way, well, my whole life has been a different philosophy, and the way we live our life now, we are not connecting with the planet at all, and we've totally lost a direction, basically, and that is a sad part of life. I'm just trying to explain to people just to slow down, to enjoy the life, to see the world. I mean, people don't see the planet. They go off all chasing money and miss the
Martin,
main thing.
another thing is why you choose to walk around the world,
Well,
to show that
is
kind of idea.
the whole idea of walking is so you are connected. I am on the planet all the time. It is very slow. Well, it's slow, it's 5 kilometers an hour, but you're always meeting people, you're always seeing things, you're always doing something new, and you're seeing things at a pace that you can see them, at a speed you can see them. When you're going in a car at 90 miles an hour, you cannot see, because your brain cannot take all the information in from the eyes, from the things you see. So this is why walking is incredible. It's possible, it's very good for your health, it's very good for thinking. You see all the things that you can possibly imagine to see, the good and the bad. You're meeting all different kinds of people all the time. So I cannot find a better way. I said about Greenpeace, I've got no problem with Greenpeace and what they're doing, but I've got a problem with organisations. Always organisations have a political side, and I think, we could all just change the way we're doing, just by ourselves, just simply change, just don't...
Every person...
You don't need to be consuming. This idea that we would be happier if we buy more, we buy more. Well, just look around you and look at the more depression, more anxiety, more stress, more tension. So obviously we're not going in the right direction. And all we have to do is just start thinking, let's just relax, enjoy what we have, before we lose it. People came to South America, immigrants came to South America looking for a new world. Well, you've had a new world, and you've just made the same as we had in Europe. Now,
okay, if the people have to change the life or the way to live, how could they start? Or
well,
where?
Basically, is the idea: if you buy more, the happier you are. Forget that philosophy. Forget that idea. This American stupid dream that the more you have, the happier you are. Well, the more you have, the less happy you are, because the more worried you are about the things you have. I've tried to prove that what I just have I've gone on 21 countries with a small bag and a flag, and I've got the whole world in my hand because I have freedom because I have nothing to hold me down. You have a car, you have a house, you buy television, you have all these objects that you will not let go. Even if someone tells you you'll have a better life, you won't let go of them. They're yours. I've seen 3 provinces at the moment. I've seen Misiones, this is my second time Misiones. I've seen Corrientes and I've seen Entre Rios.
And what do you think about Macau?
Well, this is a very difficult question without being rude and people.
No, it's okay. You could be honest.
Well, the thing
and
is,
it's important is to share what is your
well,
perspective.
the thing is, what I've seen is like one of your politicians is saying, why is Chile advanced and why is Uruguay and Brazil advanced? And this country has everything, but you've not advanced. And I would say it's down to your attitude. I mean, you have all the modern things in the world, but it's still a very primitive way of looking at things and doing things. And you love problems. You love the problems, and you keep hold of your problems, and you keep going back to your problems, and you keep rebuilding on your problems. And I think you need to start to go forward in this country. And you have to start. You have a great country with everything here, but you've made a mess of it. And I think you need to really start again and try to see what you have and try to make it positive and to make something of this country. You are being left behind. Chile, Uruguay, and Brazil are going forward. You are being left behind. I have seen the very poor people in this country, which I didn't expect to see. The poor people as I have seen here in Argentina. You don't expect to see people that cannot read and write having very basics of lives in Argentina. You wouldn't really expect that. When you're in England, you expect that Argentina and Brazil are 2 of the most advanced education. Children don't have any creativity, they don't have any imagination, and they don't question anything. They don't know how to question. They just sit there with blank looks on their face. And this is a big problem. I mean, to not have imagination, to be creative, to have curiosity, to want to know what's going on, and it's a big problem. And I think they spend too much time on the Facebooks, too much time on the Game Boys. I would say what I've seen in Argentina, there's more discipline in the schools here than there is in Uruguay. I think they really need to look at what they're doing with their schools. But I think generally that you need to catch up with the rest of the world. Having all the modern things, you're still behind, they're lagging. And the thing is, you've got to look around you. Other countries are advancing, like Brazil. When you've been here for 200 years, and you don't really have that. You don't have the history, you don't have the makeup to make you feel. We have it in England, but we're losing it rapidly because we're having a massive immigration problem, and we're losing our culture rapidly. And you need to build your culture to say you're Argentinian, and to have something to be proud of. I mean, the country, you really haven't got anything to say that you are Argentinian. You don't produce your own cars. You really are. That's just one example. There's nothing to say that. Oh, okay, your football was good at one point. There's nothing to really say, well, look, this is Argentina is showing the world what you're about. And I think you really need to stop this internal fighting that's going on all the time. And you love to take your problems
and build something together.
Build something together. And every province is like a country. It's incredible. And I walked from Posada to Concordia across 3 provinces. And it's incredible all the experiences I had. I could spend 30 minutes on just talking about that, never mind anything else. So the walking and meeting, seeing things. And I walked along the route 14, which is known as the road of death. Well, I made it even more like because I walked with my flag, but just to walking with my flag and getting people's response and how they felt about the things, about me wearing my flag. It was an incredible experience.